there, it's Mara again, and today we're going to make some of our own molds. We're going to make some steampunk molds out of this amazing mold putty, and the molds can be used both for polymer clays, they could be used for resin, they can be used for UT, all kinds of things. And the best part about this is it's super easy and super quick. So for those of you that don't have a lot of time to be creative, this is an excellent solution. So the molding cream comes, the molding putty comes in actually two parts, and it's as long as the two pieces are apart, they will actually stay nice and soft and pliable. And as you can see here, what we're making is a soft mold that you can use as a push mold later, which is great for polymer clays. And here's one that I made earlier, which is actually a cameo. Here's the original piece, here's the cameo mold, and here's a piece of polymer clay that I already baked, and it's ready to paint or do whatever you want to do, and I'm going to actually embed this in a project. But let's get started. This is incredibly easy. What you need to do is mix two equal parts. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and do a small vintage watch piece. And in order to do that, I'm going to pull out one equal part of the yellow putty, about so big, and then we're going to do a second equal part of the white, just like so. You kind of have to eyeball it. It's not an exact science, which is nice. It's very forgiving, but you can see that these are about the same size. All you do to activate is go ahead and smoosh, my professional term again, smush the two putties together, and basically that is creating a chemical process that then will set. And you really don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to squish this together for about 20 seconds until it becomes no longer marbled looking. And then I'm going to roll it into a ball just to get the piece to a nice shape that I can work with. And this one we're going to be using for this watch piece here. So I'm going to shape it a little bit flattened. And I'm going to go ahead, maybe actually I'll use a smaller one. I'm going to go ahead and push into the mold my watch piece and go ahead, here we go, I can show you, here it is. We'll set this aside for 20 minutes. No kidding, 20 minutes, and this is a usable mold. Can you believe that? I can make a new piece of art in less than a half an hour from now using my new mold. So I want to make sure that the piece is exactly as the depth of the little embedded piece that you want to mold. So you want to make sure there's a nice wall there. And while you're with me, let's do one more. This time we'll do a little bit bigger one. So I'm going to go ahead, again, going to get a piece of the yellow, about so big. Now we need to get about the same size again of the white. Again, it's not an exact science, so I'll pinch off a little bit. There we go. Looks about the same, right? Go ahead and smoosh it together. 10 to 20 seconds. You really just want the marbling to be gone, so it's a nice, smooth, even, creamy looking buttercream yellow. And there we go, it's almost ready. Working as fast as I can, because if you don't, it will set on you. Once it starts to set, this stuff sets really fast. So it's ready to go. Put it into a round ball. Since I'm using it for the bigger piece, I'm going to flatten it out a bit. Choose which side you want to go down. Go ahead and embed it. Work the mold around the outside edge so it's the depth that you want. And again, we're going to just set it aside. Set this over here. Now you don't want to push down too deep because you want to leave enough thickness at the bottom of your mold in case you want to use like resins or such, so there isn't a hole in the bottom from pushing down too far. And this one's really cool, so I think we should make one of this too. I have a steampunk project in mind to use with my Pardo clay. So let's see, it probably needs a little bit more, huh? I know me, I'm going to get excited about making molds that I'm going to have to go back to the store or online and get more of this stuff as soon as possible. Okay, let's see. Looks like the white is a little bit smaller, so I'll grab a little pinch more of white. Looks pretty good, what do you think? Looks about right. Okay, again, not an exact science. Go ahead, smush it through. Really want to just make sure that this is a nice buttercream yellow again. There we go. You can really start seeing how it turns buttercreamy pretty quick. This just feels so good in your hands. It's amazing. I love it. Stress relief for the day. Great way to start a Monday morning, I tell you what. Okay, so I'd say that this is pretty good. Ready to move on to the next process. Roll it into a nice ball. This isn't the best ball in town. And we want to make sure there's no creases in here. You can see it's nice and smooth. And we're going to go ahead, making sure we put the decorative side down, speaking as I have done before, and nice firm even pressure. You can see some of the silicone coming up through this piece right here. Just going to let it be. It's going to be a very dimensional piece when we're done. Smush the edges back up. You know, if the edges actually go over this molded piece, you can actually trim it with either a fine scissor or very carefully with an X-Acto knife. Okay, we are going to be back in a few minutes with our finished piece, and I'll show you how it works in with some more. Let's try that again. I need more coffee. We'll be back in 20 minutes. Then I'm going to show you how this works with some Pardo polymer clay. All right? See you soon.
Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes, plus or minus, and we're going to go ahead and remove our piece from our mold. And you can really see the detail and that the mold is flexible. And the flexible makes it a push mold, which makes it really easy for products like Pardo, polymer clay. Pardo is my favorite. For using with resins and such, because it will release from your molded piece very easily. Okay, so we're going to get all the little pieces and parts out of there, get it ready, and let's see how well our brand new mold works. We're going to use polymer clay for the first sample here, and this is Pardo by Viva, and I love it because it really conditions really quickly and very easy on my hands. It's not so difficult. It also lasts a long time. It doesn't get old and get that really crumbly effect that some of the clays get. So we're going to make a circle and then smoosh it out into our bigger mold here, and if you really make even pressure all the way around so it works into all the nooks and crannies of that vintage watch piece mold we just made. There you go. And you can see because it's push mold, it's flexible and will bend away. And you can see the detail. Let's do the little one. We'll do the pocket watch size. Super small, so we'll make a smaller piece of the clay, condition it, work it into every little nook and cranny of that mold. You can see it's nice even all the way around. It's okay if a little bit comes around the outside, we can trim it off. I'm going to use my palette knife to trim. You could use a X-Acto knife as well, but palette knife was right there waiting for me. And you can use your fingers to kind of work the little edges to make them nice and smooth. Now we're going to go ahead and use some Primary Elements Artist Pigments by Luminart. And we're going to rub across a little bit of the dragonfly wing just to show you the detail. It just kind of picks it up a little bit on the embossed edges or the lifted edges. And we'll do it on a little watch piece as well. There you go, you can see it. And we're going to add a little ginger peach. It has some nice warmth to it. Just a tad bit. I'm going to brush it on. And then the last color I'm going to add is going to be a little tiny bit of nutmeg. And if you know me, I love brown. So anytime I can work brown into a project, I'm kind of a happy girl. So here we go, nice and tight. Look at that. You can see the detail. I'll take pictures later to really show you a couple close-ups so you can see this. This mold putty really does pick up the fine details. So I hope you're enjoying this, and I certainly can't wait to see what you guys make with us. I'm going to use these as embellishments on art journal pages, on scrapbooking pages, cards, all kinds of things that can be done. Anyways, have a great day and stay creative. I'll talk to you soon.